Hi, this is Les from PowerUp Training, and this short tutorial was inspired by a Reddit entry about how to use animation motion to create a sliding opening slide. I see lots of involved tutorials on YouTube about building a single slide using motion animation, which is totally fine and has some deep controls. But for people that don't have the time and do have PowerPoint 2019 or Office 365 on Windows or Mac OS, this is faster. I put together this presentation in about 8 minutes and mostly working with just getting the alignment just right. But let's take a look at it. Of course, I need to use my promo PowerUp Training title slide, but let's move on to a blank slide that separates us from the first opening blue title slide. Once I do my first click, the automation kicks in and the Morph Transition tools gives us a yellow wave wiping down and out of our slide. Next, through automation, the first sliding rectangle moves in from the right, pauses where the text gets populated, and then zooms off to the left, revealing our title. This slideshow sequence was built with 7 slides and the Morph Transition tools. Let me double click on a slide to get into the normal view and see that the first title blue slide that looked just blue in the show, but it does have an offstage orange rectangle just waiting. I used the Morph Transition for the second slide, and I've now moved the rectangle into the middle, but Morph will do the magic and make it appear to be sliding through the slide, and continue with the third slide, but making the orange rectangle now offstage to the bottom right. If you have not worked with Morph, do look at this tutorial. Under the Transition ribbon menu, here is the Morph effect. And as a bonus, I've automated the flow through the slides with the advanced slide where I've turned off the mouse click and set a super fast 0 second after to make the wave go through. Let's see the 3 slides in a show. Slide 1 with the orange rectangle waiting, slide 2 with the Morph orange sliding down, and slide 3 with it sliding down and out. Now let's go to part 2, where we're going to get the sliding window to reveal the slide's text title. First slide has an empty blue, but the waiting orange rectangle on the wait. Slide 2 has the orange box cover where the words will be, and slide 3 looks the same, but is not, as I've added the words underneath. Let's see this. I just duplicated that slide, and now I'm going to move the orange rectangle up and away, and it reveals the text below. So I'm going to go back and delete this duplicated slide so we can keep the slide with the text covered up. For the fourth and final slide of the sequence, I have the orange box moved to the left off the stage to reveal the slide title text. For this 4-slide sequence, I am using the Morph Transition for all but the third slide, which has the hiding text, where I'm going to use the much faster fade transition as there's no movement on this slide. And all the slides will be automated by turning off the on mouse click and having a short after setting. Let's run the slideshow sequence for just these 4 slides. Slide 1 is the empty blue. Slide 2 is the gliding orange box. Quick number 3 has the text staged behind the box. And slide number 4 glides the box off to reveal our text slide title. And just for fun, and to see how easy slide morph is compared to motion animation, I'll create one more slide by way of duplication, which is a key morph trick, and then I'm going to move the 2 titles off in different directions for them to slide off at the end of our presentation. Let's preview just these changes by starting on the second to the last slide and watching the titles slip off the stage. As you can see, that took just seconds to create versus motion animation that would have taken much longer. And now, one more run through our multiple morph action animation without using slide object animation. Want more? Subscribe to our channel and look for these more in-depth tutorials from PowerUp Training. Thanks for watching.